All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Happy Monday. Let me do a mic check. You know, we got to do the mic check because sometimes the mic doesn't work. And we need the mic to work. All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. All right. Happy Monday. Let me do a mic check. All right, cool. Mic check. Mic is working. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, rate cuts are coming Wednesday. Most likely, we're going to get a 25 basis point rate cut. Now, if we get a 50 basis point rate cut, the market could take that either as very bullish or a signal that the Fed is very worried about inflation, so they need to speed up the amount that they do for a rate cut. So, yeah, but right now the market is pricing in 100% a 25 basis point cut. It doesn't look like we're going to get a 50 basis point cut, but if we do get a surprise, then yeah, I think things are going to take off. All right. Let's take a look at the markets. For the most part, from what I've seen today, the markets are doing decently. They're not doing like super good or super well. They're just kind of in the middle. So let me share my screen. All right, let's take a look at some of this news right here. All right, so it says something about Kamala Harris should memorize 3 charts. All right, Tupperware Brands plans to file for bankruptcy. There's a lot of people filing for bankruptcy. BurgerFi just filed for bankruptcy as well. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that brand, but it's like a burger place. I think it's similar to Shake Shack, and they sell burgers, they sell shakes, they sell, I think, like tenders and things like that. But yeah, they just went bankrupt. Now, I think for me, the burger space is very competitive. I mean, you have, just off the top of the head, Shake Shack, Burger 21, and then you have your typical fast food places like McDonald's and Burger King. I also think those are competitors to a BurgerFi, even though BurgerFi is kind of like a sit-down burger place, but you also have Five Guys as well. So, yeah, they went bankrupt. It looks like this Tupperware Brands went bankrupt. Intel gets up to $3 billion for national security chip production. See, so this is what I was telling you guys about Intel. I'm looking to build a position in Intel, and it looks like it's up 6.36%. But let's read this real quick. I think this is pretty interesting. Let's pause this. I don't want to see this video. All right, so it says Biden administration Monday awarded Intel up to $3 billion for the Chips and Science Act to develop a secure enclave for microelectronics, which are a critical component to a wide range of weapon systems and other national security products. So, I mean, that's very bullish for Intel. I know a lot of companies that give laptops out to their employees, use Intel the laptops use Intel as the processing system. So it's good to see that, because I'm thinking about getting into an Intel position sometime next year. Hopefully the price doesn't go up as much. Right now, I think let's look at the price right now. Thinking about Nvidia. All right, so I think it was at 18, 19 bucks. Now it jumped up to 21, and it looks like it's 22.51 after hours. So yeah, that $3 billion deal that it got is definitely making it very bullish. And I wish I had a huge position in Intel. I think Intel is going to do really good in the future. Hopefully it comes back down in the coming months. But yeah, I think anything lower than 25 is a good deal. I think it could get back up to its old highs, which if we look, old highs is around 62. Oh, no, 71. But right here, there's a lot of resistance right here. So 62, but it's still a 3x from here. I don't think it gets there right away, but I think a lot of companies use Intel. I mean, NVIDIA has a monopoly over the market for GPUs, but they can't just be the sole company that provides this to everybody else. So, yeah, I think Intel, for me, not financial advice, but I think Intel is a good long-term hold. But yeah, so it's nice to see that. And I'll try to see, when did this news come out? So it came out at 2:25 today, so just recently. So that makes sense why it's going up after hours. It was, 2%, two something out of $20. It's probably around like 10, 12%. All right, let's look at the overall markets. So the S&P is up, Dow is up for the day, the Nasdaq is up, Russell 2000. Oops, sorry, you guys can't see that. All right, so the S&P is up, Dow is up, Nasdaq is down, Russell is up, crude oil is up, and gold is slightly down for the day. All right, so let's take a look at some key stocks. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Let's see what NVIDIA did. I think NVIDIA was at 116, 117 for the day. Yeah, so it looks like NVIDIA is slightly down for the day. It didn't do too bad. But this is, in my opinion, this is going to change shortly. Let's take a look at Tesla. Because of rate cuts, yeah, Tesla's down a little bit too. It looks like for me too, I was considering Tesla as a long-term play, and I think it's still good as a long-term play. I just think Elon is all over the place when it comes to the company itself. Like he's starting the Starlink, XAI, like he's getting into all these additional things and not focusing on the car aspect. Like I feel like if he just focuses on the EV, like he'll kill it. But I think his head is everywhere right now. And I think as a result, Tesla is probably going to suffer in the short term. Long term, I still think it's going to be a very good company, but who knows, right? AI is developing pretty fast, and maybe all it takes is if he keeps trying, because he bought Twitter as well. So he has a lot of things that he's focusing on besides Tesla. So if AI develops the way that it's developing, the rate it's developing, I could see another car company taking that technology or just picking up the number one spot when it comes to EVs. So I'm not really too big on Tesla right now. I think there's other plays that I would favor over Tesla for the long term. Intel being one of those, or Nvidia too. I think Nvidia, because Jensen, he seems like a more focused CEO at this point, where he's focused on bringing profits to the company and delivering back to the shareholders. Where Elon looks like he's just, again, it seems like he just has his mind everywhere. And I don't think that's, in return, it doesn't look like it's doing good for the stock. But I think with the rate cuts, it'll definitely help the stock out, but we'll see. All right, so what else? What other stock? Okay, so Apple, just released its iPhone 16. So I think in the next coming weeks, we'll probably see a slight jump. There's going to be sales and things like that. So they'll probably come out with reports to talk about the sales of the new phone. So that might drive the price up. For people that do quick trades, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a catalyst. the phones come out, sales reports and things like that, I'm pretty sure it'll boost this stock up. All right, so let's take a look at the crypto market. BTC has taken a little dip, and yeah, I mean, it was at like 61, around 61 or like 65, something like that, and then it came back down all the way to 57. So again, I think we're on trend to move up the next, the next leg up, which is typically the most parabolic stage of the crypto bull run. Historically, it's towards the end of September going into October. October is very bullish. But yeah, right now I feel like it's just in that consolidation phase. I think things are going to change Wednesday when the Fed announces how much they're going to decrease interest rates. And once that happens, I think within a week or so, or maybe even the day of, once it gets announced, who knows, by the end of this week, things could change very quickly. And I think people forget that. I think people see the price move up and down a little bit. I mean, and it's crazy too. You see people on Twitter, like when the price of Bitcoin goes down, and there's somebody, I'm not going to mention the person's name, but there's somebody on Twitter that as soon as the price of BTC goes down, they change their whole stance to bearish. Oh, it's crashing, get out, guys, things like that. And then like literally within a day or two, the price went up to 60. Oh my God, we're in a bull run. The same person said we're in a bull run, we're going to the moon, blah, blah, blah. So you can't really listen to people on social media when it comes to your investments. That's one crucial thing that you should not do. Because again, if those people were doing really well, they made a lot of money, and they could predict so well, they wouldn't be on Twitter posting every single day about, the prices of Bitcoin or whatever asset. So yeah, just know that people that are typically do good are not on Twitter talking about it's a bear market, it's a bull market every 2 seconds, right? They typically have one stance, and it's out in the future, and they're not trying to trade the day-to-day activity. So that's very important. You have a lot of those people in the crypto market that are on Twitter that like to predict the market. They know we're going up, but for some reason they try to say, Bitcoin's going to zero, they're going to retest 40K, which, I mean, anything's possible, but when you look at the history of the cycles, this is typically the most bullish cycle. So, in my opinion, a lot of those people are just trying to get you to sell your position so their position could go a lot higher, or they lost a lot of money and they want other people to lose a lot of money as well. So they'll be on Twitter posting and saying, this is going to 40K. If you invest in this, you're stupid, and things like that. I remember they were saying that last cycle, and, and that just didn't happen, right? Like literally before we went to 60K, I think we were probably like around 18 or 19, and then shot up to like 60K within like a month or two. And the same people were on Twitter, oh, we're going back to 5, we're going back to 6. You could go back in the comments, or you could go back to Twitter posts and see those same people posting that. So yeah, I say all that to say, do your own research when it comes to investing. And don't follow people on Twitter. It's just a good way to lose money, right? All right, so let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's lagging right now, but I think, and from what I can remember last cycle, Ethereum did the same thing. It like lagged BTC, but then all of a sudden just shot back up. And it wasn't too long ago that we were at 4,000. I mean, if I go back to the chart, like we were literally at, let's see. Yeah, we were at 3,500 in July, which was not that long ago. And then we were around that 4,000 mark in May. So It doesn't take that long for Ethereum to move. I know a lot of people look at Ethereum and they're like, oh, it's down, it's underperforming BTC. If you really think about it, would the SEC allow a spot ETF where they actually have to buy physical Ethereum and tell investors that it's okay to purchase this ETF and essentially invest billions of dollars if they thought it was going to go to like back to 1,000. No, it's just, for me, it's just lagging BTC right now. Once altcoins start to take off, then we're going to see Ethereum come back. I think easy 7 to 10,000 this bull run, and maybe a little bit more. But again, you got to be conservative with some of these targets, because if you look at it, if it's at 7 to 8,000 at the end of this bull run, that market cap has to be close to $1 trillion. So that's a lot of liquidity that has to come into the asset. And yeah, I still think it could do it, but again, it's probably going to be towards the tail end of this bull cycle, right? But yeah, all right. So that's the recap of. Let me make sure my mic is working again. Do a quick. Yeah, I still think it could do it, but again, it's probably going to be. Okay, yeah. So mic is working. All right. So yeah, Fed rate cut basically signals we're going into a bull cycle. This always happens. Every time they cut rates, it just means there's more money for companies to borrow to push into the market, pay their employees, pay for service, or pay for more operations and things like that, and essentially increase revenue, increase sales. Just more money flows into the market, more borrowing occurs, and people invest more, especially into risky assets like technology, tech stocks, and things like that in crypto. So yeah, bullish times ahead. I think we see higher prices going into October, and I think the end of the year is going to be very good for crypto and tech stocks. Obviously, you have to be in the right ones to get the most out of this bull run. But I would also caution not to get too greedy, and make sure you have a goal and target in mind when it comes to your assets or whatever you're invested in. Because some people go into this without having a goal, and they just hold forever, and then they hold into a recession or some type of market crash, and then they complain about investing. So don't be one of those people. Have some sense of urgency when it comes to your investments. Pay attention to what's going on with the companies you're invested in, and don't just hold something and think it's going to go up forever. Nothing goes up forever. Things correct. So you must take profit off the table and get into another asset when you see a big discount in the market. Now, obviously, you don't want to time the market. I'm not really talking about timing the market. I'm talking about knowing the cycles, right? Knowing when the end of the bull cycle is coming close, and know when we're going into a bear cycle. And typically that follows the election year, which we're in, and it follows, like, for crypto, it's like the BTC halving. So, yeah. So just be careful. Some housekeeping items. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok, Financial Nutrition. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Mr. Financial Nutrition. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.